Hi traders, you've arrived at part 2 of where to cast a fan tool in your trading. In part 1 we took a look at the different kinds of fan tools on offer to traders, including a Fibonacci fan, a Fibonacci Angle Fan, which is slightly different, and a Gann Fan tool. Catch the link for part 1 in the description below if you're out of sync. First big statement, where you cast a fan tool will obviously alter the information it offers. Second big statement, there needs to be some logic to the casting point. Sounds obvious enough, right? Yet it's astounding how most traders fall foul of using a fan tool right there. They open a 5-minute or 15-minute chart because that's their thing. They look for a big pulse of movement and whack a fan on it. Where's the logic in that? To arrive at a casting point, let's consider an analogy. You're climbing a hill, you start at A and you're headed to B, and you want to analyze the journey between those 2 points. You wouldn't suddenly take a point between A and B just because the scenery is nice and start your measuring from there now, would you? Trading is no different. You need to look at the absolute starting point of a bull or bear campaign and work from there, cycle in from there. Long-term traders, you'll be looking at things like an all-time historic high or low on an instrument, a recent major high or low on an instrument, or a monthly or weekly major turn in the market. Nothing stopping short-term traders, by the way, using the reference points offered by long-term analysis. There's good logic in that, and I don't mind admitting it's one of my go-tos in setting up the watch points I use as a short-term trader. Intraday traders, a good starting point is looking where the day chart most recently changed from an uptrend to a downtrend or vice versa. Yes, even if you don't trade day charts and you're only concerned with small intraday movement. Now, why do it like this? Well, naturally you can do what you want, but I'm suggesting that there's some logic to the idea that this way represents a campaign starting point where new buyers or sellers came into the market and created a new trail. As intraday traders, we're bottom feeders really. We're looking to track the footprints of larger movement in the market, hoping to take a small slice. And this is why you might find value in getting off those small charts full of noise and looking at more strategic turn points when you're casting a fan. And if we do that, we want to take the first flush out of the new cycle, usually represented by the first confirmed higher bottom or first confirmed lower high. Now, you don't need to be able to read pure price for that information. It's a good moment in the discussion to showcase an amazing tool if you're somebody working between higher and lower time frames and deriving your clues off a variety of those intraday time frames. It's called the signature fan. It's a fan that plots the same information from your higher time frames to your lower and faster time frames, a bit like a synchronized fan tool, really, especially for intraday traders to master this kind of analysis over multiple time frames. It taps the idea that you might be using higher time frames for, say, strategic reads, but then looking for close-ups of the same information on faster time frames to perhaps needle an entry or look for clues that aren't there on the more summarized timeframes. And in working with different timeframes, naturally you'll be wanting accuracy of that line draw information, that casting information. You want that carried forward to each successive time frame that you're consulting, and ideally without having to replot the same information over and over again. So that's what this fan tool does. It's like an extra set of hands in your trading session. There's a number of videos dedicated to this tool, something I've developed myself, an edge for intraday traders. Check out the links below for more information on the signature fan, a pimped Gann fan in NinjaTrader 8, and also the release of a Fibonacci fan in NinjaTrader 8.